Alright, so it's September 13th, 2015, 4:10 p.m. And yeah, I didn't make the summit. I was this close, and um, I was really disappointed. But hey, it's just not smart to be standing on top of the tallest mountain in Nevada that has a steel pole mounted at the summit during an electrical storm. And um, I did find a better place to shelter myself from the storm with a threesome that were coming down the mountain. They passed me as I was sitting in my little makeshift shelter. And after I realized that it didn't look like it was gonna stop anytime soon, I sat there in that little cove there for probably an hour, and I just started getting really cold. I mean, during that storm, it was probably in the 30s. My hands were numb, and I was starting to shiver, and that little emergency blanket that I had with me just wasn't doing the trick. Plus, the water coming off the mountain was, through liquid adhesion, was sticking to the roof of that little cove thing that I was sitting in, and it was coming back on me. So, very well, if I'm going to get wet, I might as well be walking. So I got back on the trail and I walked, and that's when I ran into those three that were coming off the summit. It was probably 3:30 by the time we decided to come down. If by 4 o'clock the weather was over, I could turn around and summited before dark, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. But yeah, the reason why it disappointed me so much is because I knew I was going to suffer today. And I'm just now being able to get up and move around, albeit slowly. Just to give you a backstory, there was a doctor about 25 years ago that told me I'd never be able to do things like this. Actually, he told me that I would never be able to climb a ladder or run, or pretty much he resigned me as an invalid at 25 years of age. I was just arrogant enough to say, "Watch me," and I've been doing crazy stuff like that ever since. But I am 50, and the sins of my youth are starting to catch up with me, and that was really, really hard for me to do. And then to see those four CrossFitters go bounding up that trail at a 4 or 5 mile an hour clip, and then go running off the trail. The people that I hunkered down with, I asked them if they'd seen those four people, and yeah, we saw them. And the first guy that came down off that mountain, he came down not too shortly after I saw them go up. Probably about an hour after they went up, the first guy came down. And they told me that when he first came down, this is how fast they were going. When he first came down and passed them, they asked him, did you make it already? And as he was running by them at probably a 15 or probably at a 7-minute pace, he said, "No, I have an injury." Wow, if you're performing at that level with an injury, that's crazy fit. I think between the four of them combined, they had 3% body fat. I mean, and then it was probably noon, right around noon, that the gal came down. Then this is what I believe. I believe she got the trailhead, and she maintained that 4 to 5 mile an hour pace all the way to the summit, and then ran from the summit all the way back down. I don't think she stopped for anything. All four of these, they came up with nothing, maybe a thimbleful of water for the whole entire trip. And as she run by me, I said, "Girl, you're crazy." And she looked at me with a smile and said, "Yeah, I know. Have a nice day." And she ran by. But this morning I woke up at 5 o'clock in excruciating pain. Everything from the waist down hurts. My shoulders hurt from carrying that 20-pound pack. But I just took the 3 icy hot patches off my left knee. I still have the lidocaine patch on my left ankle. And I am freaking in pain. And you might ask yourself, why the hell would you put yourself through that if you were going to be in that kind of pain? Because if I don't do it now, when am I ever going to do it? This is why I live here in the southern Nevada. When I was 39 years old, and I got to a point in my life where I said, what am I still doing here? What am I doing in my life? Why don't I just, I've always wanted to go west. Why don't I just pack up and move west? If I don't do it now, when am I ever going to do it? And it just happened to be perfect timing. I was 39, unattached, I didn't have anything holding me down, and I moved out here. And look what I got out of it. I got a great place. I have an awesome wife. I got 3 beautiful children. My body's going to hell in a handbasket, but so what? I'm just going to ride this thing, this vessel, for as long as I can. And when the good Lord calls me home, I'll go home. But now I've got this burning desire to climb that mountain. And I know what it's going to take to physically do it at the pace that I want, the target pace that I want to hit it. I know the target pace I want to do is about 2.5 miles an hour. I know it's not 16.5 miles like the trail markers say. I know it's 25 miles round trip, or probably more, probably closer to 27 miles round trip, because I still haven't mapped the switchbacks. The last part of that is going to be the hardest part. I was told that it's a 19-degree gradient in the switchbacks, and I was literally 500 yards from the switchbacks. So, hey, sorry I didn't get any pictures from the summit, and I didn't meet the goal. But you know what? The goal is chiseled in stone. The date, yeah, that's written in pencil. We can move the date, and depending how the weather goes out here, you know, right now we're at the tail end of monsoon season. It's raining up there right now, and you know, probably by the end of October is that window's going to close for the season, because I am not going to go up there. That's some scary trails up there. I mean, you literally take a misstep, and they might as well, you know, have a ceremony at the trailhead, because you'll be busted into bits and pieces. It's a long fall off that mountain. But yeah, I got about a month to look for an opportunity to do it again. I'm probably going to be down and out for a couple of days yet, recovering from this climb. But you know, I learned some lessons. You know, at the very least, I learned some lessons. I know I got some better data points now, and I can make better decisions based on those data points. I think what I told my wife what I'd like to do is take 2 days, a day to go up and summit, and then start my way down, and then take an entire another day to gradually come down off that mountain. Because the worst part about that climb wasn't going up. I mean, that was a you know, that was a lung stretcher for sure. It was hard to breathe and keep a steady pace. I can train around that. The hardest part is coming down, because you're using brakes the entire way down. You know, and in the last 3 miles, when I got to the Trail Canyon Trail intersection there, I knew it was, my knee was starting to ache, and I knew that last 3 miles was going to be killer. And I was right. The last mile, I had to literally slow down to about a mile-an-hour pace, just to protect my knee, to keep it from blowing out. I didn't bring anything to wrap my knee with, which is what I'm going to bring with me next time. So this goal is not accomplished yet, but I'm going to keep plugging away at it, and hopefully before I die, I'll have some pictures. The lesson that I think that you can take away from it is, if you're young, don't abuse your body. If you're doing things that are detrimental to your health, stop it. Just stop it, and get healthy and enjoy your youth, because it's fleeting. And I looked at those 4 people that ran up that mountain, and what an inspiration. I mean, I know I'll never be able to do that in this lifetime, but wouldn't it be cool just to be able to do half the pace that they did? I think that would be cool. And they were smiling. They were happy. It's like I was miserable, panting and choking. Ugh. But it is what it is. I didn't make it. I apologize. I can't bring you a video from the summit. I'm sorry I couldn't wave to my family from the mountaintop, but it was just, I didn't feel safe being up exposed. I'm sitting in my little hole in thunder. I'm watching lightning strike the mountain in the valley, striking the side of the mountain below me. I was higher than the lightning strike. That was some spooky stuff, man. But it is what it is. But I gotta walk over to the camera now and turn it off. I've been using my walking stick as a cane. Literally, I'm not joking, man. I'm beat up. The few of you that are going to take the time to watch this, I appreciate it. Till next time, have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry. You can have a splendid day. Oh, I'm going to go back to bed. Huh? Yeah, watch out. Don't trip your daddy. You can't hold it. I gotta use it.